New Hampshire Republican Senator Kelly Ayotte is on both the Senate Armed Services Committee and the Budget Committee. Senator, welcome. Good to have you with us today. You heard the president. He says they're just going to, all that stuff that you guys are throwing at this, they're just going to blow right on through that. What do you say to that?
We've seen it time and again that he's just blowing through what's right for the American people. Think about it. If it was so right for the American people, why did he feel he had to delay the employer mandate till after the 2014 election? Talk about playing politics. And if it's so right for the American people, why are his own supporters, including the largest unions, the Teamsters, saying that this law is going to destroy the 40-hour work week, going to destroy the health and well-being of millions of Americans? I mean, that's what they wrote him less than a week ago. And so, here he is trying to really blow through the opinions of the American people, who many of them are against this law. And I've heard it on the ground from people in my state really concerned about losing their health insurance because of this work week issue and the changing of the work week to 30 hours, and also higher premiums from employers as well, and from individuals trying to get health insurance.
Yeah. We are seeing some different things that are happening now over the past few days, as you point out. One of them is the letter that came from the unions, which is really quite explosive, to have three large unions, including the Teamsters, coming out and saying, we're crying uncle on this. This isn't working for our folks. I want to show a poll that we have. This is a Fox News poll, which also has a pretty dramatic change in it, because according to these numbers, we're now seeing that 66% say they're worried about the future of the healthcare system, and that's from now. A year ago, the number was at 51%, where it had been really for quite some time. But up to 66% is a very big jump in that number, is it not?
A huge jump, and that's because people are really seeing what many of us have talked about from the beginning, the problems with this law: higher premiums, more taxes. And Martha, the tax increase on health insurance hasn't even come into effect. That comes into effect in 2014, and that's going to further drive premiums up. And then, of course, this work week issue. I mean, people are being forced to work less hours, or they may lose their health insurance as a result of it. That's why the union said it would destroy the 40-hour work week in America, and also destroy the health and well-being. I mean, this was dramatic language from some of his key supporters to say that it would destroy the health and well-being of millions of Americans. It's really extraordinary when you think about them writing it.
But it is. I think you're absolutely right about that. But the president does not seem to be changing his tune on this at all. In fact, he says, we've seen this song and dance, he called it, and we know 35 bills have come and gone and been passed in the House. And there is some pressure, and he put it forth as well, for folks on your side to come up with an alternative that people could kind of wrap their arms around, something that maybe they would say, yeah, we actually like this better. And that, many would say, has not happened.
Well, Martha, I think we have really strong market-based ideas. How about allow the purchase of insurance across state lines, tort reform, making sure that people can actually keep their insurance so that individuals have the tax deduction to be able to carry insurance across state line, portability, making sure that we reduce health insurance costs instead of driving it up like the Obamacare is, and instead of forcing people, give people more choices. That's not what's happening here. And instead, people are being forced to purchase the plan that he says is right for them.
Yeah, I mean, but in terms of digesting that and giving people an opportunity to have a change happen, that, it feels like we're kind of stuck in one place on this. What's the catalyst for the next step in all of this, do you think?
I think the catalyst is that the American people are getting fed up with this law. And if it was so good, he wouldn't have delayed the mandate. I believe he should delay the individual mandate. That's only fair to people who will be facing penalties if they don't purchase the insurance he wants them to do. But it really will be the American people that speak up on this issue when they continue to see the negative effects of this law, as demonstrated by his own supporters again this week. I just think that was extraordinary.
All right. Perhaps we will see. Senator Kelly Ayotte, thank you very much. Good to talk to you as always.
Thanks, Martha.
Bill,
take care.